Hi, and welcome to Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Here is your host, Dr. and Evangelist K. L. Rich.
Hi, and welcome to today's podcast of Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Yes, they do. But before we go on with today's podcast, I'd like to invite you to visit us on our website at www.narcabusenomore.org. Again, that website address is www.narcabusenomore.org. And on our website, you'll find valuable information regarding narcissism, relationships, and if you have missed any of these podcasts, all you have to do is go directly to our website and listen to us from there. Now, just to let you know, we are on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central, and that is on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Play, iTunes, Castbox, and Deezer. We're also on Amazon Audible, Rumble, Brighteon, and the Tube. That's right, we're on YouTube. So you have a variety of different platforms that you can listen to us from, but if all else fails, all you have to do is go directly to our website at www.narcabusenomore.org. And also, just to let you know, the beginning of the year, we're going to have a new podcast that we're going to be adding in addition to this one. And it is going to be called Veterans in Christ, Veterans in Christ. And we're going to be talking about a lot of different things that affect veterans, active duty military. We're going to give you the latest news that you can use as it relates to the Bible and end time. So, well, no, let me take that back. I'm getting the podcast mixed up. That's my It Is Finished. That's my It Is Finished podcast. What I was meant to tell you, you're going to get the latest news that you can use as it relates to veterans and active duty military. We're going to be talking about PTSD. We're going to be talking about all kinds of benefits that you may be entitled to as a veteran. Because guess what? Many active duty leave the military, become veterans, and then they don't even know half of the benefits that they are entitled to. So we're going to be talking about disability benefits, CMP exams, suicide prevention, other mental health things for his PTSD and other things that pertains to veterans, and also for spiritual wise. We're going to be listening to a lot of different cadences and different things. So I look forward to that coming on and being in the new year. That's going to be every Tuesday and every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central. We're actually creating the website, veteransinchrist.net, veteransinchrist.net. I'm also trying to get the Facebook page started, getting that going, Veterans in Christ, and you will be able to post questions. Other people will be able to answer, because I would not say that I have all the answers, but whatever questions you post, I will try to find out. There may be other veterans that will join that will be able to give you some insight. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, what are we talking about today? We're talking about 15 gifts you should never give. All right, we know that this is the season that a lot of people are gift giving, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, whether you celebrate Hanukkah. Different people may not celebrate at all. But one thing I want to just let you know, please do not go into debt. If you just don't have it, then you just don't have it. If you're not able to buy all those latest tools and boxes and things that the kids want, then get something that's within your budget. It may be just, hey, we're going to have a good meal and just celebrate being with one another, and that is enough celebration. If you do not have it, don't go into that. Sometimes people are paying to the next year, and then when Christmas come around, they're still paying on the previous year Christmas. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know, it's not worth it. And most of the time you're buying for people that don't appreciate it anyway. Okay, if you bound for those narcissists, they're not going to appreciate what you do anyway. So you can spend your last dollar and they will not appreciate it. Don't go into debt. This is my advice, okay? But we're going to talk about some things to not give, because you know that those narcissists normally love to give you things that they know you're not going to like. Now, let me just say this. I'm a person that I appreciate just the thought. So that's who I am. I appreciate just the thought. I don't, I appreciate people send me a card in the mail. These days, people won't even send you a card, even if they are able to. It's a lot of times I send out about 30 cards and I may get 3 back. I may get 3, but guess what? It's just something that I like to do, so I don't send it out thinking that they're going to send something back, because most of the time, most of the people I send cards to just don't send cards. And so you have to make sure that when you're doing something, you're doing it because it's something that you want to do. Now, if you're doing it because you think you're going to get something back, you're going to be really, really disappointed with most people, because you're not going to get what you put in, okay? But it's best to do it because it's something that you want to do. So don't expect to receive anything back a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with those crazy narcissists, all right? They're not going to give you back what you put in. However, we're going to talk about some gifts that you definitely do not want to give. This one I came across. Today we're getting our information. Our website today is coming from www.bobvilla.com, www.bobvilla.com. Now, I'm going to add one in there that I'm going to tell you do not give anybody, because they may get offended. Number 1, do not give anybody any wrinkle cream. Oh, that you will be surprised. People will get offended because you give them some wrinkle cream. Wrinkle cream. I'm trying to say that real fast. Wrinkle cream. Okay. So you do not want to give anybody any wrinkle cream, because they may just get offended. Now, if it's somebody that spend boohoo bucks on trying to beautify their face and they're into that kind of thing, then fine. But if you think that, oh, this person got a lot of wrinkles, then maybe I need to get them some wrinkle cream. Wrong answer. You may not want to do that. I'm just warning you ahead of time, okay? So one thing you want to do is take into consideration what that person is interested in or what they like. And even if they like something, doesn't mean that you're the one to buy it. So we're going to go into our next one. Underwear. Please do not buy anybody any underwear. Now, if it's your spouse, that's between y'all. But buying somebody else some underwear, please don't. That is not something that you should be buying somebody, or something intimate or anything like that. That is inappropriate gifts. All right. So imagine you go to a party and someone has bought you some underwear. Okay. And you are open. Oh, what do you get? What you get? Or whatever the case may be. And then you open the box and pull some briefs, or pull some Victoria's Secrets that's not so secret. Okay, that's not funny. All right, that is humiliating. Don't do it. Number 2, one suggestion they have here is do not buy anybody any pets. Okay, you have to make sure that if you buy somebody a pet, that's something that they want. And most of the time, people want to be able to pick out their own pets. So if you go get a cat, you might be a cat lover. That person may not be a cat lover, or even if they are a cat lover, it might not be the type of cat that they want. Okay, you might buy a boy, they may want a girl, or vice versa, whatever case may be. So make sure that when you buy something like that, unless it's going to be at your house and you buying it for your kids, your family, that it might not be such a good idea to buy someone a pet unless you're telling them that they are a dog. Okay, and then you might want to really not go there for that. Okay, number 4. Clothing. Now, this is something to be very careful about. A lot of times, people do like buying clothing, but you have to be careful when you're buying clothing, because most clothing is not a one size fits all. All right. And then just because you like something doesn't mean that person is going to like it. You might have different tastes. It may look good to you, but it may not look good on that person that you bought it for. Okay. So if you're going to do clothing, you might want to stick to something like a scarf or a set of gloves or something along that line. Not a shirt, not a dress, not some pants. Those things can get a little funny when you're trying to buy for other people. But if you keep it in general, you might even even buy a t-shirt. Okay, buy maybe a large t-shirt or something if it's something with a logo on there or something of that nature. But be careful with buying clothes. Even if you're buying t-shirts, you might want to be very careful with buying t-shirts because you may not get the right size, and then it can be embarrassing for that particular individual with whom you meant to buy something nice for, but they're embarrassed because it doesn't fit. And who wants to say, oh, well, I can't fit this shirt. Okay, that's embarrassing for them. So don't maybe try to maybe pull back on those type of clothing. Number 5, CDs or DVDs. Now be careful with this because everybody doesn't have the same type of music or interested in the same style, or when it comes to DVDs, you may like for example, you might like Medea, somebody might not like Medea, or you might like certain type of music and somebody else may not. So you might need to know exactly what that person is into, what that person likes. And just the thing to remember when you're talking about gifts is just because you like something doesn't mean that that's going to be the same way with someone else. Oftentimes we may make the mistake of getting something because we like it. But you have to think about the other individual whom you buying it for. Is this something that you know that this person would really, really like? So don't buy it because you like it. Think about the other person. When you do narcissists is all about themselves. Oh, I like it, so they must gonna have to like it. That's not necessarily true. If you know people are funny, and let me just talk about with women with makeup. Okay, if you know that that someone likes makeup, but you need to be careful with the type of makeup that you buy because someone may not like the same colors that you like, or they may not look good in the same colors that you look good, or they may not feel comfortable in the same colors that you do. So even be careful with that. Number 6, cash. Okay, you might say, well, who doesn't like cash? But when you're giving to your family, that might be a good idea. But when you're giving to someone else, you might want to change that cash into a gift card, and therefore, they can get what they want. So if you know that they like to go to a certain restaurant, or they like to go to a certain store, or it might be a store that may have a lot of different options, make sure it's maybe a store in their area or something. Even if you do an Amazon card where everybody mostly shops on Amazon for something at some point. So make sure that you're very careful. And then if you know that it's people that don't use the internet to shop, then you may want to make sure you get something local. Okay, you probably can never go wrong maybe going with Walmart or Macy's or something of that nature. So you may not want to do cash. And please do not send cash in the mail. Believe it or not, things do get stolen in the mail. It is never a good idea to send cash in the mail. And also be careful about the cards that you send, because people sometimes will fill the envelope, and then take the card, and then the person doesn't have the gift. It may be a better idea to put whatever you're sending in a padded envelope. Make sure that you send it where it's a tracking on there to make sure that individual get it. So in case it come up missing, then they can track and find out where it was left. All right, number 7, household supplies. This is more of a personal type thing when it comes to household supplies. Like you wouldn't buy a woman tampons. Come on now, okay? Maxi pads, that's a little too personal. Well, you probably don't want to buy somebody toilet paper, paper towels, toothpaste. They might get offended because they might be thinking you're telling them their breath stinks, and it may does, but that's not for you to give them a gift about. All right. So this is something to think about. Be careful with the cleaning supplies. Some people might be allergic to certain cleaning supplies or household items, and you don't want to get them some, I'm going to say some dish detergent or a fabric cleanser, and they may be allergic to it. So be careful with those kind of things. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. It's the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that'll make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. Sure, it's Christmas once more.
And that is It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas by Michael Bublé, if I'm pronouncing his name right. All right. Let me just say this. There is so much that's going on, and so many people are feeling defeated. And you know what, one thing, I'm a Christian and I believe that the enemy is really trying to get people down, especially around the holidays. A lot of people are down and depressed. A lot of people are depressed because they don't have things to buy for anyone else. But let me just say this: the gift is Jesus. Come on now, the gift is Jesus. It's not about what, a lot of times we have commercialized everything, but let me just say this: if you're not able to buy one person one thing, the gift that we have all been given is the gift of salvation, a free gift that Jesus, when we sing "Oh Holy Night," Drummer Boy, and all these different songs celebrating and commemorating when Jesus came to earth for us, for our sins, to die for our sins. And that is the ultimate gift. And the thing is that it's not about money. It's not about being able to buy the most expensive gift. So many people get lost in translation when it comes to Christmas and the season, and you may not be able to buy anybody anything. So what? It's about just being here, about celebrating the gift of life that has been given to all of us. And again, if you're depressed and you're like, I can't buy nobody anything, so what? You are a gift just because you're alive. How many people right now are not even alive to buy anybody anything? And I know there's someone that is probably mourning their loss, saying, I just wish I can talk to them again. I just wish I could hold them again. I just wish that I can just be there and sit with them again. And that would be the greatest gift. They wouldn't even care about whether the person bought them something. They would only care that the person was still here. That is a gift. All right. I just preached a sermon just now. Come on now. Come on now. All right. Number 8, candles. Now they say on here, do not buy anybody candles because it feels as if you couldn't come up with anything else. And that might be the case, but me personally, I love candles. So send all the candles my way. Come on now, send them my way. Go to my website and you can send your candles my way. I will take them gladly. Come on now. I love candles. However, everybody may not like candles. So again, this is all about just making sure that you can get something that that person may appreciate. Now, my thing is, I really don't put a lot into for as what people give. I just appreciate the thought. And even if you can't give anything, just to pick up the phone to say hello, that's enough. Okay. That's who I am. And many people can't afford, everything has gone up in the stores. Everything has gone up. Everything is high now. Groceries are triple what they used to be. I don't care what the economists are saying in the government, whoever. The thing is that everything is more expensive right now. Okay. So a lot of people can't afford. They're barely making ends meet. People, living paycheck to paycheck and can't afford to buy anything. So whatever you do for someone, just do it from your heart. And that's what mostly matters. Number 9, they say don't get nobody a gym membership. Don't get nobody a gym membership. They might be thinking you telling them that they're fat. Okay. And then the gym membership automatically renews and it might be difficult for that person to be able to continue to pay for it. So you might say, oh, I give you a 30-day gym membership. Well, after 30 days, what am I supposed to do, honey? Come on now. 30 days is not going to get this off of me. Okay, so you want to make sure that you get something that a person will be able to maintain, keep up, and even if they're not able to keep it up, make sure it's something that they will be able to continue to be able to use and not feel bad that they won't be able to keep it up. Number 10, big ticket purchases. This means that if you want to, like a vacation or something like that, make sure that it's something that that person wants, because not everyone likes to travel, or everyone might not like to go to the destination that you might have chosen from them. If you're big money wig like that and you're able to pay for somebody to go on vacation, then make sure it's something that they want to do, because you would hate to spend all this money, then you become offended because they are not as excited about what you gave them and they didn't ask for you to pay for them to go on a trip. So make sure it's something that they want to do. Number 11, alcohol and other intoxicants. Okay. I would be careful with giving somebody alcohol. Especially if you give it as a gift and then if that person, you want to make sure that they don't have an alcohol problem, or they might be more particular about what type of alcohol they drink, if they drink alcohol at all, because everyone doesn't drink alcohol. Okay, I don't drink alcohol, so that would be a bottle that would go up under the cabinet, because I don't drink alcohol. Okay, I don't drink it anymore. I used to, but years ago, but I don't anymore. I haven't drinking alcohol in going on 10 years. So be careful with the type of drinks. If that person might may prefer some what you call carbonated juice that's in the Welch's bottles that look like wine bottles. So be careful when you're talking about alcohol. Number 12, practical presence. Be careful about getting someone something that may be on sale where they can't take it back if they don't want it or need it. So there's items that normally go on sale around this time of the year, and it's a good thing to get things on sale, but make sure that it's something that they will like and they will enjoy, just in case they got to take it back and then they can't get the value off of it because you bought it for half price. So therefore they're pretty much stuck with the item, or they have to get something that's cheaper that they really can't use, but because it was on a gift, or that was on sale, that they're not able to take it back. Another thing that they recommend is don't get kitchen unitaskers. So something that is only for one particular thing. If you're going to get a kitchen item, you might want to make sure it has multi-purposes. So, for example, if you get something like a juicer that can also I don't know, juice or grind or chop or something. Make sure it's multitasking if you can, so that if they don't use one particular thing, they may not need a juice or they may not juice anything, but they might chop or they might grind or something like that. So make sure it's a multitasker instead of a unitasker. All right, we're going to take another quick break and we'll be back in just a moment.
Said the night wind to the little lamb, do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Way up in the sky, little lamb. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night, with a tail as big as a kite, with a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? A song high above the tree, with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? In your palace warm, mighty king, do you know what I know? A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Said the king to the people everywhere, listen to what I say. Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. The child sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and
All right, so that's Ben Crosby. Do you hear what I hear? All right, I am not a singer, but I just do a little, just a little bit. I'm not a singer though. Okay, I got other gifts. That is not my one, but I will say, do you hear what I hear? And that is the bells of Christmas. All right. So we are just talking about gifts that you do not want to give. Gifts you do not want to give anyone for Christmas. Number 14, tickets to an event or experience with a fixed date and time. Now, some people would love to go maybe to a concert or something like that, but if you put it on a particular time, then that person might have to work. That person may have to go out of town. There might be some issues when they might not be able to make the date. So it is important to ensure that you will, if you give someone a ticket to something, make sure it's where they can buy it or get the dates at whatever time they want to. I don't know how that works, but just ensure that if they need to change the dates, or if you have to get a date, or if you can just buy from a place where it's so much money on the ticket, and then they can get whatever ticket they want or go to whatever concert they want, whereas if there's any flexibility with that. Number 15, items that are actually for you. The narcissist will do this. The narcissist will get something that they want, and then they'll gift it to you. And they feel that, oh, because I want it, then you must want it. No, no, no. Just because you want it doesn't mean I want it or need it. All right. So make sure you're getting something that that person will use or that person wants to use. Don't get offended if you buy them something and they don't want it or don't like it. That was you that bought it, okay? However, as a person who is more into just the thought behind the gift, I have done gifts that it wasn't I wasn't really too it wouldn't be my cup of tea. But I said thank you anyway, and I kept it because it was the thought. For me, it's always the thought that counts. And even if you get something, you don't have to be rude and say, "What you get this for?" No, don't do that. That is so rude. And people are rude. People will do that. If you get a gift and it's a gift that you're not really too enthused about, say thank you graciously. And then just keep it. All right. Just keep it. And then, hey, you never know. Somebody that you might know down the line may like it and you can re-gift it, but make sure you don't re-gift it back to the person who gave it to you. Who gave it to you. Wouldn't that be the craziest thing? That you give somebody a gift that they originally had given to you. So make sure to put on the gift who it came from and what year or date it came from. What year, date or year that it was given. And then if you ever, and also a good idea, if you're going to re-gift a gift, make sure that it's not in the same circle of people that you and that person hang around. Okay, so it could be a neighbor, or it could be someone on your job or something like that. If it's someone that's a friend or associate that's not in that particular circle, so make sure you're not regifting something that was given to you, because then it can hurt that person's feelings that they bought something and then they realize that you didn't like it, and then you having to explain why you regifted it. Why you regifted it. Now, most of us have regifted gifts, but I'm very particular about regifting something. I keep it for years and then regift it to somebody newer that come in my life that I think made indeed like the gift or whatever. But you want to be careful when you're buying gifts. Make sure that you're doing it for that person, not for you, not because it's something that you like. Make sure that when you give something that you gift it for or give it to someone that you know indeed that they will more than likely like than not. And if all else fails, if you decide, you know what, I don't really know what this person likes, then guess what you can do? The next best thing is to get a gift card. You cannot go wrong with a gift card, okay? Get a gift card. If you know it's a male, then make sure it's somewhere where they have men things, not, where they can get what they want. Women, if it's something, if it's a woman, unless she's into AutoZone, give her something that she can use, in multi places, or she can use it at a particular place that have a variety of different things that she may be into. Something I noticed that they didn't put on this list, and I'm going to put it on the list, in addition to the wrinkle cream that I mentioned at number one. Be careful with jewelry. Be careful with jewelry. Men, if you're giving a woman jewelry, make sure that it doesn't give the wrong message. Okay. So basically, if you know that you are just friends with this woman, then please be careful with the jewelry. A woman, if you know that you're just friends with someone, be careful with the jewelry as well. Also, you don't want to give the wrong message. So be careful if you just start dating someone. You don't want to go overboard with the giving or the gifts. Okay. Make sure that it's something that would appropriately represent the time that you all have been together. So therefore, if you've only been together a month, you're probably not going to go and buy what you call it, Tiffany's diamond ring, okay? Unless you're about to propose to this individual. Be careful when it comes to the gifts. Also be careful with the type of cards that you give. You don't want to give a card that doesn't represent exactly what you're saying or what you mean. Don't give a card around Valentine's Day, oh, you're the love of my life, and you're blah, blah, blah. And you know that you don't love this person or are interested in this person, or it hasn't come to that particular point in that relationship. You don't want to scare the person off. You don't want to put something into that person's mind that you know that you're not even meaning at that point. So be careful with the jewelry. And then be careful with cubic zirconia. If you buy something that's going to change colors the very next day, all right, come on now, come on. If you're buying something that's going to change colors, warn that person that as soon as they put it in some water, it's going to turn green. Okay. Be careful with the jewelry. If you're buying cubic zirconia or real diamond, you don't want to get too much too soon or be cheap too soon. That also gives a message too. So be careful with the type of gifts that you give. All right. This was I hope you all enjoyed this particular podcast, because this was a funny one for me. But I thought it would bring some humor and also give you something to really, really consider and think about, because so many people get caught up in the gift giving and they get the wrong thing or give the wrong message, or all kind of wires can be crossed when you are doing the gift giving. So be careful with that. And let me just say this. Even if you're not able to give anything, that's okay. People who love you are going to love you anyway, regardless of if you're able to give them something or not. Again, everything has gone up these days. And there is so much that people are having to come out of money-wise that they normally wouldn't have had to. And so as we're seeing inflation and things rise, then you might not get all those things that you used to be able to give or get. And that is fine. The thing is about the heart. It's about the heart. It's about the thought. And even if you can only send a card, and it may not even have no money in it, that's fine. It's just the thought that counts. And if someone can't appreciate that, then you have to question that relationship. All right. We are up out of here. I pray today's podcast has been a blessing to you and that you would know your feelings do matter. This is Dr. K.O. Richard, Narc Abuse No More, help you to admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse. Until next time.
We want to thank you for taking the time to join us today on Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Until next time.